If another human can fall in love with you, you should be able to fall in love with you.
Anyways, who's gonna do it so better?
Hey roomies, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Lay, and today we're going to be going over how to fall in love with yourself. I feel like this is a great topic because it's the new year. My main focus today is just make sure you get you back. First things first, you want to know the signs. So we've all been there where we felt like we just wasn't really in touch with ourselves, not really feeling it, not motivated, not keeping up with your self-care, putting up with more bullshit than you should. You're in a relationship and that person's treating you bad. You're just kind of allowing it. You're just slipping, you're falling apart. If you hear one of these signs and it is you, don't feel bad. I've been there. Whoever else is watching this has been there. You are not alone. You are not by yourself. First things first, you want to prioritize you and your happiness. You are your main priority. How I realized I was not loving myself to the best of my ability, I wasn't showing up for myself. I wasn't happy. You know, life is too short to be unhappy. No one should be coming before you. When I say no one, I mean absolutely no one. No one comes before you. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in just wanting to be amongst other people. If you are not grounded, you will lose yourself. So make sure you're grounded. Make sure that you are practicing how to control your emotions, even when, because it's going to be obstacles. There's going to be times where things throw you off, things piss you off. You don't have control of your emotions, you don't have nothing. Like, you gotta learn how to control your emotions. People are gonna do things that you don't like. People are gonna do things that you don't agree with. You gotta keep them emotions intact. Those emotions don't belong to nobody but you. So control that. Next thing, let go of being victim. At some point for me, I had to realize I was my own problem in my life. Like, I had to stop playing victim. I had to realize, girl, you're allowing these things to happen. So now you're your own problem. We got to take accountability. You have to let go of the past. You cannot hold on to the past. 9 out of 10, the person that hurt you, they probably going on with their life. They going on with their next situation. Stop blaming why you are the way you are because of what you've been through. If it's something that's bothering you and it's been over a year and it's still bothering you, you need to go to therapy. Don't feel like therapy is terrible. I remember when I first got into therapy, I was so against it. And you know why we against it? Because we know they're going to tell us something we need to hear. They're going to identify something in you that you're probably not ready to work on, or you're not ready to admit it. At that point, you're self-sabotaging. You look into that. If you're not ready for the therapy step, that's okay. TikTok. TikTok is the best place to go if you just want to find people who kind of like are going through a similar thing with you, because on there, they're even giving tips on how to deal with it, how to cope with it. You cannot let those people that hurt you keep controlling your life. You got to move forward. You got better things and to be wrapped up in that. And it's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's easy. It's not easy. No one is going to pop up and save you. You got to save you. A good way that you can kind of overcome these emotions or whatever's making you put you last, do things that make you happy. You're going to get dressed just because. Sometimes it's so hard to even get up out the bed and get dressed. It's so hard to do the smallest things. Like, I remember one time I was in a depression. I didn't even want to get in the shower. I got in the shower, but I didn't want to. Just that feeling alone of not wanting to wash my ass is like, okay, something's not right here. You have to be self-aware. What triggers you? What brings you into that depressed mode? What brings you into that mode where you don't want to do for yourself? If you can identify what's taking you there, then you're going to just keep running into it because you have not become familiar with what triggers you. Let's get into things that will actually help. Set a day aside out of the month or out of the week to just cater to you. What are some activities you can do? Korean spas and Groupon. One thing about me, I'm really good at couponing. I'm going to get myself carrying. I'm going to make sure I'm good. Even if you go to the spa once a month, you can set it for every third Saturday of the month or every third Sunday. A lot of us can't really get ourselves together because we're having a hard time with balance. If you have children, put them to bed. Take that bubble bath. You have to fit it in there. And balance is a big thing. I just can't. I don't have the time. You make the time. Make the time. That could be something as simple as a walk, a manicure, makeup. I always tell people, do your makeup just so you can feel good. If you don't wear makeup, go get a facial. Just taking that time for you. How will you learn you? How will you grow with you? You kind of have to like date yourself.
You have to learn how to date yourself.
We already started connecting with ourselves in private. Did your bubble bath. You've been going on your walk. You've been doing something real cute. Now it's time to take it up a notch. Now we're working it into the public. We're learning how to be okay with ourselves in the public. One of these things I'm going to mention, some people just get so scared of this. And that's going out to eat by yourself. Some people are like, oh my gosh, I can't go on the sofa day. much, you scared me this too much, how do you do that? It's not that bad. The reason why you're struggling with loving yourself is because you're not even at peace with yourself. You don't even have a safe space within yourself. Because if you had a safe space, it wouldn't be so hard for you to sit at a table with you. Just think of it as dating somebody else. Would you want to go on a date with somebody you don't feel safe with? No. So why you can't go on a date by yourself? And I'm going to give you a couple restaurant recommendations that'll help you ease into it so it's not so hard. First things first, you want to go to some restaurants that's not too crazy. Kind of like the low-key restaurants that everybody done forgot about. My personal favorite is going to Red Lobster because for one, those biscuits be good as hell. They have great wine selections. If you don't drink wine, they have other drinks, virgin drinks. Another reason why I like to go to Red Lobster or Outback, the lighting is very dim. So that dim lighting just makes me feel like nobody can see me. You can't see me. Lights low. They didn't set the mood. These are things that you need. Before they even ask me table for anything, because some people, when you say one, they'll make a look, like a face, which I feel like is so unprofessional, but this is how I get them. When I come in, I walk in with confidence. Can I get a secluded booth for one, please? And they're like, okay, perfect. Walk me to my table. You ask for somewhere secluded, corner booth, the back of the restaurant, you're more low-key, so you're less likely to feel nervous or to feel like everyone's watching you. And secondly, you're least likely to be bothered by someone. I do not go sit at the bar. Somebody's going to come and try to talk to you. You're on a solo date. You're not trying to be interrupted. You got to be on point, and you got to, even if you don't feel that comfortable, you have to walk in with your head high, and you have to walk in like you are until you do. Okay? Fake it to make it. You may want to order like a glass of wine. Again, if you don't drink wine, that's fine. Order you a cup of drink. Anything to relax you, make you feel relaxed. For me, I like to get a glass of Riesling. If you're on a budget, that's okay. These things work well for that too, because you can always go to a restaurant and just order like an appetizer. You don't have to order something big and fancy if you don't want to, okay? Remember, this is just you time. This is just you learning how to connect with yourself. How you gonna fall in love with yourself? If you scared to grow stronger and deeper connections, it's no way possible. You have to learn how to be okay with yourself. When I first started going out to eat with myself, I had to bring like a notebook or a journal. I don't even got to do it no more. Like, I go out to eat at the airport by myself, trips out the country by myself. I do everything solo. And some people are like, oh my gosh, why are you always by yourself? Because I'm very comfortable with myself. I'm very content with myself. I really love myself, and it took some time to really get to this point, but I'm telling you, you can definitely get to this point. You just got to put in the work. You got to put in the time. If another human can fall in love with you, you should be able to fall in love with you. If a human that don't know you from a can of paint can fall in love with you in a month or two, how you can't fall in love with you when you've been in your body for all these years? That don't make no sense. When you do start dating, you're not depending on somebody else to present you to these things. Already exposed yourself to these great experiences. You've already done that for yourself. You're gonna always be appreciative. The smallest things won't have you just head over heels, and you can think more, with clarity. And that's very important too. That's how we end up falling into these crazy situations, because we get so like, OMG, look what they did. I never had that before. But if you was giving it to yourself, it wouldn't be so. It would just be more like gratitude. I like this. This is a nice gesture. But I'm not ignoring the little red flags because, boom, somebody did something nice for me that I could have simply did for myself. So those are the main things with dating yourself. I want to make sure y'all good. This is something that is not talked about enough. Like, self-care is not talked about enough. A big thing with self-love. Write out your triggers and then write out things that make you happy. If you're dealing with someone that's not making you feel good, how are you going to feel good about you? How can you show up for you when you got someone that's damaging your spirit, or you got someone that's making you feel lesser than? How? Whoever, any human being that's bringing you down or making you feel lesser than, you have to learn how to keep a healthy distance. Not disrespect, because disrespect falls back on you too, because now once you say something disrespectful, you be disrespectful, now they bring your negative energy towards you. Just simply keeping a healthy distance to where that person isn't, able to hurt you. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. If you have any other tips that has worked for you, or some other things you've tried, you can leave them in the comments. But I do hope these tips help you, and I can't wait to see you glow and grow this year. Bye.
A baddie on whatever.